I think for the moment what I would say is that smart contracts are one of the most exciting topics in the blockchain and distributed ledger ecosystem at the moment. And if they live up to their potential, they have the possibility of radically transforming the way that we conduct business. And as a lawyer, I find that absolutely fascinating. It takes me right back to the fundamentals of contract law and raises some really interesting regulatory questions. We're very lucky to have a really distinguished panel of experts to talk about these issues with us. We've got Vitalik from Ethereum, we've got York from Microsoft, Jeff from Block, and Jerry from IBM, and we'll be joined very shortly by Mark Smith from Symbiont as well. What I should say, actually, just an administrative point before we kick off. Although we don't have much time, we are going to try to cover an awful lot of ground in this, but we would like to leave a little bit of time for a Q&A at the end. So if anybody would like to ask questions, could you come down to one of the two microphones at the front, and perhaps 5 or 10 minutes before the end of this session, we'll break and take a few questions from the floor. So what I'd like to do, as I say, is start with a very simple question, and I'll start with you, Vitalik. If you could introduce yourself and then explain what smart contracts are and how they work.
Sure. I'm vitalik, founder of the Ethereum project. So the one-sentence definition that I've been starting to give for smart contracts recently is that a smart contract is a computer program that directly controls some kind of digital asset. So in general, if we think of a legal contract, it generally says something like, if some condition happens, then I promise to, let's say, transfer some amount of some currency to some particular person. And that contract could be signed between two parties, and it creates an obligation. The smart contract approach basically says, instead of doing that, you immediately transfer the asset into a program, and the program runs its code, and at some point it automatically evaluates the condition, and it automatically determines whether the asset should go to one person, whether it should go back to the other person, whether it should be refunded to the person who originally sent it, or whatever, some combination thereof. So the reason why people are interested is in, I'd say, a few different areas. So one of them is that it offers the potential to just automate a whole bunch of things that before had to be done with paper, and pen, had to be done through expensive legal processes and so forth. Sometimes, even as powerful as legal processes seem to be, they aren't all powerful. And the one specific case of governments not being all powerful that financial institutions often care about is the case where the guy that's supposed to pay the money ends up going bankrupt in the middle of the transaction. So that's counterparty risk, and that's a problem with traditional contracts. With smart contracts, not a problem at all. You send your asset into the program, and while it's in there, you don't own it, the program owns it.
Super. So, Mark, let me ask you a question. I mean, we have the word